For decades, assistive technology has provided vital support for disabled people. But today, the integration of artificial intelligence is fundamentally shifting the landscape. We are moving from reactive, static accommodations to dynamic, anticipatory systems. Hi everyone, my name is Julie Eshleman, and in this video series, I'm unpacking the findings of a comprehensive scoping review of academic and grade literature on AI-Powered Assistive Technology, or AIAT. This review was conducted as part of my research with the Georgia Institute of Technology's Center for Advanced Communications Policy. And today in part one, we are looking at the benefits. What is this technology actually doing right? And out of all the literature reviewed, what functional values are researchers celebrating the most? Let's dive into the data. This graphic is showing the most frequently cited benefits of AI-powered assistive technology, cascading from the most densely covered technology topics down to the least densely covered benefits on the right. So there are some details on how they are transforming different aspects of the lives of users, and I'm going to break each of these domains down in the next slides. But they include communication access and learning and education, benefits to personalization and independence, and some more specialized health benefits. When we look at the literature, the most frequently cited benefit of AIAT is enhanced communication access, appearing in 71% of the papers. AI-driven natural language processing, or NLP, is redefining how people get to interact. For people with speech or motor impairments, AI predictive text and real-time speech-to-text significantly increase communication speed while also reducing the physical exertion required to interact. But it also goes well beyond transcription, which leads to the second highest benefit, which was learning and education. That was cited in 65% of the literature. AI interfaces can analyze dense, complex texts and automatically generate things like simplified summaries, contextual definitions, or step-by-step scaffolding. And for students with cognitive disabilities or autism, these adaptive learning platforms can provide immediate and individualized feedback, which can bridge learning gaps and empower students to communicate and learn confidently without needing constant adult mediation. Now, the secret engine driving these benefits is the personalization and adaptability, which is highlighted in 59% of the literature. Historically, disabled users had to adapt their bodies or their workflows to fit the limitations of a tool. AI has been fantastic at flipping that paradigm. The new tools now have the capability to adapt to the user instead. So through machine learning, devices can continuously learn from a user's behaviors, physiological inputs, and environments to offer highly individualized supports. For example, AI-powered exoskeletons or prosthetics can actually analyze gait and adjust joint resistance in real time based on the user's walking speed and the terrain. And there are things like learning speech recognition models that can get better and better at understanding dysarthric speech patterns. So the power here is that the technology actually learns you. This dynamic flexibility translates directly into autonomy and independence, as well as mobility and navigation. Both of those were cited in 47% of papers. These technologies can give users more options in how they go about completing activities of daily living, like how much they would like to do using their AT and how much they'd like to do with support from a caregiver or a support worker. As an example, computer vision tools allow visually impaired users to navigate spaces, read printed materials like their mail, and verify currency so that they can complete transactions by themselves. AI-powered AT for mobility and navigation has enhanced people's abilities to navigate and anticipate physical environments more safely and more confidently. So, for example, there are smart wheelchairs that use spatial mapping to autonomously avoid obstacles, which is pretty cool. Finally, social integration and belonging are mentioned in 41% of included papers, with many of them highlighting specifically how AI-powered AT facilitates easier interaction and increased opportunities and modalities for participation. And we know from other literature that that contributes to reductions in isolation and loneliness that can often be experienced by disabled people who have less tech connectivity and engagement. But while the literature extensively documents these incredible functional gains, a critical look at the data reveals what's actually missing from the conversation. The research heavily emphasizes micro-level empowerment, like reading or moving around or completing daily tasks. But economic and efficiency benefits, like long-term employability, workplace productivity, or systemic reductions in healthcare costs, those are only discussed in 18% of the literature. The academic conversation has been great at admiring the technology's ability to help a user function, but it largely fails to examine how these tools actually integrate into places like the workforce to provide more lasting and sustainable socioeconomic stability and mobility. So, while there are plenty of known, though unevenly covered, benefits of AI-AT, there are also clear risks and harms to investing in and using these tools. In my next video, we will explore the shadow side of these benefits, diving more into the risks and the harms of AI-AT from the literature, from algorithmic bias to the massive threats to data privacy. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you subscribe so that we can find each other in part 2.